My name's Wes Streeting. I'm National President of the National Union of Students, and the main points I was getting across today at the meeting we've held at the TUC was that students' unions have a really important role to play in unionising young people and telling them the benefits of trade unions, not least because more students are working now than ever before. I think it's absolutely right that trade unions and the National Union of Students should work together, not least because we share a common set of values, a belief in collectivism, equality, democracy and social justice. But also, on a more practical level, I think that there are things that we can do together to impact positively on our members, and there are things that NUS can do specifically to have a direct impact on the ongoing growth and success of the trade unions. And trade unions have a collective challenge to get people directly involved, not alienated by structures, and making them realise that unions have the power to change their lives and the lives of other people.
Right, we're out to change our union for good, forever. And part of that process is a bit painful and a bit difficult.
I'm Simon Sapper. I'm an Assistant Secretary at the Communication Workers Union. My job is to look after the interests of our 28,000 members who are aged 30 and under. The key thing is, I think, to remember an old Chinese proverb, which is opportunity visits a prepared mind. That's how our youth movement started. There was an opportunity, and the young members in Peterborough, as it happened, were prepared. They decided the union wasn't responsive enough to young people. They found themselves in a position where they became branch chair, branch secretary and so on. They moved a motion at conference which established our first ever Youth Advisory Committee in 2000. Since then it's been a snowball rolling down the mountainside. We now have a regional youth network, branch youth officers, national and regional youth education events, and we have access to all the key decision-making committees by young activists. It's not without its challenges. We're not complacent at all. We're very, very grateful and in need of Union Modernisation Fund money to make sure that this house we've built, this constitutional house we've built, is populated by young activists who are active and engaged, and we can hang on to them and develop them and make sure they move on to bigger and higher profile things within our union. And crucially, it's important to build an alliance that cuts across the silos that exist in many unions. We couldn't do this without the active support of the General Secretary, Billy Hayes, the Senior Deputy General Secretary, Tony Kearns, but also other heads of departments such as our Head of Communications and our Head of Education and Training. It's got to be a holistic venture, which sounds a bit like jargon, but really, if we can't change our union forever and for good by working together, we're all stuffed.
Our issue is the same as I am sure it is for many of you. We're engaging young members at a national level. We're delivering what our young members want. They get into the workplace, are being faced with the traditional branch structures which have no relevance to them as young members. And I'm not sitting here saying that we've cracked that one, because we're trying to do that via training and involving our existing activists in those people who are dealing with those structures locally. So I think the big challenges for us are the same as any of our colleagues in other unions, about how we make sure that the union is accessible once those invigorated and enthusiastic members are in the workplace. Tracey, I'm a national official for NASUWT. The main point that I wanted to make today was that young members will engage with their trade union. NASUWT members tell us that they want to be a member of an organisation that is engaging constructively and delivering improvements to their working lives, pay and conditions, and in the wider trade union movement.